What's up, everyone? This is Luke from Before Eternity Reviews, and I'm back with another video. This is some more Star Wars The Vintage Collection figures. I have all three Battlefront II ARC Troopers. I know they're older figures. I know everyone already knows about them, but I'm making a video about them because I'm kind of hyped about the Kamino ARC Troopers that we're getting in the Vintage Collection. Of course, we already have pre-orders up for Commander Havoc and Commander Colt. Unfortunately, Commander Havoc is out of stock now, but I believe Commander Colt, as I speak right now, is still in stock at Walmart.com. So you may want to jump on that. But these ARC Trooper figures that we have been getting in the Vintage Collection have been really interesting and really good. I've already taken a look at Jesse. I don't have Fives or Echo right now because they're kind of ridiculously expensive at the moment. Except Echo, I could get him if I really wanted to. Also, the paint apps on both of their helmets can look pretty iffy. Let's take a look at this default Battlefront II ARC right here. Focus. So as you can see, you have the visor print right here, and it's going just a little bit below the mold. It's whatever. It's not terrible. It still looks good. But on Fives and Jesse, I have been seeing some really terrible paint apps on the helmet where the visor just goes completely below the mold, and it looks very derpy. Very weird. I don't want that, especially when Fives is like $70. That's just like, I'm not paying that if the paint apps are messed up. Anyway, I have these three Battlefront II ARCs right here. Also, I want to add the paint apps on the Kamino ARCs that I pre-ordered, that anyone pre-ordered, better not be messed up. I already know that they will, because those promo images, like, I'm just telling you right now, they do not show the truth. But anyway, let's stop talking about the negative and go ahead and get into the positive. These are three really great figures right here. Some of my favorite Vintage Collection figures that I have. They're great. And I'm really glad that Hasbro has gone and made figures of the Battlefront II ARC Troopers. They just need to do Cobalt Hero. I know Havoc is similar to that, but I mean, come on, we need to complete it. So let's go ahead and take a look at these card backs. I'm going to move the figures out of the way. First up, we're going to be taking a look at the default Battlefront II ARC Trooper card back. So yeah, I scratched up the card back a bunch. It doesn't matter. It's whatever. You still get this really nice image of the ARC Trooper right here. Of course, these, I mean, I guess they're kind of like altered screenshots from the game, because that is like an image that could have been in the game for sure, but it looks a little bit different because it's probably photoshopped. You got the name pill right there, the Battlefront 2 logo. Turn around on the back, you got the Vintage Collection logo. Some other figures in the wave. No, I don't have that Lando Calrissian or Shea Vizsla because I don't really care. But that's basically it for that card back. Taking a look at the Lambent Seeker, another really nice image right here. That's probably my favorite one. That looks really cool. That lime green name pill is a really nice color. There's the back. Of course, this is VC236. The default one, VC235. And I assume the Umber Operative is going to be 237. I was right. But here's what the image for that looks like. That one looks really cool too. I love the color that they chose for the name pill. And there's what the back looks like. So that was all three of the card backs. Let's go ahead and take a look at the default ARC Trooper first. And it is the default, I call it that because it is the default ARC Trooper skin in Battlefront 2. Like, this is just what you're going to look like no matter what with the Phase 2 armor. So if you're unfamiliar with this new ARC Trooper mold, which hopefully the new Clone Trooper mold is going to be based off of, when it comes to articulation with the helmet on, you can get it to look down that much, up that much, take the helmet off, down that much, up that much. Not really any back and forth. Well, maybe a little bit. There's a little bit of tilt. You can get the arm to go up that much. Going to be limited a little bit by the pauldron. Elbow goes up that much, back, well, whatever. Then you got the wrist, which has the swivel. This is a up and down wrist. And the other one is also an up and down wrist. For the torso articulation, back that much, forward that much, little bit of tilt. With this comma right here, you're really not going to get too much articulation from the hip up there. But you do get the knee, which goes back that much, ankle goes back that much, forward that much, and you do get a little bit of pivot on the knee. So that's basically it for the articulation. I'm going to put his helmet back on. We'll take a look at that base sculpt later. For the accessories, every single figure here Comes with the same accessories. Although I don't know where the rifle is for the default trooper, so I'm just going to have to grab the one from the Lambent Seeker. That's what the rifle looks like. There are no paint apps. Focus. There are no paint apps on any of these weapons. Of course, you get 2 DC pistols. I think DC 15 pistols. I don't know what they're called, but you get the pistols. You get 2 of them. And then you also get the normal, I think DC 15S or whatever that is. I don't know. And of course, you do have holsters right here for those pistols. They fit in pretty easily, but they fall out easily, so be wary of that if you're turning the figure upside down. The helmet does come off. Very nice looking head sculpt right there with the paint apps. The eyes are a little bit crooked, but whatever. All around it looks really good. Pretty cool. Just looks just like Temuera Morrison. With the helmet, the paint apps look really good as well. I just love the default skin for the ARC Trooper, even though I still use the Umbra Operative because it looks the coolest. Of course, they could have done a little bit of better job with the visor paint apps, but that's whatever. It still looks nice. Go around to the back of the helmet. That's what that looks like. The rangefinder does move, but I actually, and I forgot that I did this, they are on a very loose joint. Like, they will just, like, move around very easily, and if you move it a little bit, it could fall down, and then it's just annoying. I didn't want to deal with that, so you can remove the rangefinder out of the little hole in there, because it has a peg. You can remove it. And I did that, and then I put some super glue in there, and then I put it back in because I didn't want it to move anymore. I didn't care about moving the rangefinder myself. I just wanted it to stop wiggling around and moving without my volition. So there's that. And I did that for all 3 figures here. I super glued the rangefinder because that was getting really annoying. You do also have the kind of extra armor and the pauldron and the backpack here. It's all one piece. If you take off the helmet and take off the head, you can remove it. And then boom, that's what the chest looks like underneath. There is some weird scuff marks going on mine right there. It does have me slightly worried because it gives me PTSD from when, I don't know how old I was. I was probably like 10 years old. And I had the Clone Wars line Phase 2 Captain Rex, which is a really garbage action figure. But basically it started getting some weird scuff marks on it one day. And I was like, I'm just going to try and wash those off. And I don't know if I washed it off with something weird. I'm pretty sure I just got like water and a paper towel. And then all of a sudden the figure started turning pink. The plastic, the color pink started spreading across the plastic, and progressively every day the figure got more and more pink. I'll show you right now. So this is my Clone Wars Phase 2 Rex, and of course it's got a lot of damage on there, and it's way less pink than it was. Like, after a few years it started wearing off, which is so weird. But at the back of the helmet, look at that. You can see a little bit of pink hue. Used to be all over the figure. It was so weird. I started crying when I was a child when this happened. I started crying. I don't know what caused it. It's really weird, and I kind of want to keep it away from my other clone figures because it could spread. I don't know. But that is like a weird thing. And the scuff mark, I don't know, kind of started reminding me of that. But yeah, it's kind of weird. Hopefully I'm not going to have to buy a new figure of this. It doesn't bother me too much because it's like just a little scuff mark and it's underneath the armor anyway. But if it ever starts spreading, that's going to be pretty bad, and I'm going to have to buy a new ARC Trooper. Which sucks, because the one I have right now looks pretty good with the paint apps and everything. These figures can get pretty annoying, because the extra armor right here is very loosey-goosey. And it'll pop the helmet off, it'll just go all around the place, and it's very annoying. I don't like it, but it does look pretty good. For the rest of the figure, you do got this nice maroon color. You got stripes and stuff like that. On the arms, there's no paint up on the gauntlets or around the belt or anything like that. You got some paint apps on the combo, which looks pretty cool, and on the legs. Of course, with this mold, the proportions and the sculpts look really good. Like, this actually looks like a clone trooper, and I'm really happy with it. I love this mold. So yeah, there's that. And as you can see with this figure, it looks really good. Like, I can't say anything bad about it other than, like, the armor is a little bit loose, and the articulation is kind of annoying, but other than that, and that's really just because of the comma right here, you can't move it around too much. Other than that, it's a great figure. I really love it. And I'm just going to go ahead and put him off to the side. And let's go ahead and take a look at the Lambent Seeker. I guess, like, I don't know, I do really like the Lambent Seeker as well. Because I do really like the gray colors in combination with, like, the lime green. It looks really cool, but, like, those are my favorite colors, and I prefer, like, black and maroon over that any day. So I guess that's why I really enjoy the default skin. And then the Umber Operative, you have black and orange, and I love both of those colors as well. So with this figure, of course, you've got a whole lot more paint apps going on here, and they all look pretty good. I can't say anything bad about them, at least not on this figure. Of course, you've got the holsters again. All three of these figures are the exact same mold, by the way. So no different articulation, none of that, just different paint apps. With the helmet, let's go ahead and take a look at that. It looks pretty decent. It does look a little bit weird. Like, as you can see, they messed up a little bit with the visor. It should be a little bit lower, but other than that, it's fine. Taking a look at the head, and it looks a little bit weird with the eyes. But it is what it is. Kind of going around the helmet. That's what the back of the helmet looks like. There's some more paint back there. And I just knocked the gun off the backpack because I didn't mention this earlier. But you do have this little slot in the backpack right there where you can place the little carbine rifle. The ammo clip will just go in there. You can't do that with any of the other guns, but you can do it with that one, which is pretty cool. And here's a good look at that backpack. Looks pretty nice. Of course, these are like a realistic version of the Filoni Clone Wars ARC Troopers. And it's basically just a scaled down version of the ARC Trooper mold in the Black Series that they use for Echo. I think it is a little bit different actually, because this does look more proportionate than that one. And of course you have a different helmet sculpt. But other than that, once again, Lambent Seeker looks pretty good. Got a nice color scheme going on there. And that's basically this figure. And then moving on lastly to the Umber Operative. This is probably my favorite looking one. As well, like, you don't have to worry about any discoloration or yellowing with this one because there's no white. Like, it's all just black armor with orange, and it looks really cool. And they did mess up, well, I don't know if they messed up. Maybe it's supposed to look like that, but the paint apps look a little bit weird on the arm right there. But this figure just looks so cool. This is just such a cool clone trooper design. Of course, there's like the skull thing going on with the helmet right there. And I love that they chose the colors black and orange. Like, those just go together so well. It really is kind of like a Halloween trooper or something like that. And there's what the feet look like. And taking off the helmet. This is probably the best looking head sculpt and head print that from all three of the figures. And just a closer look at the helmet. Looks really nice. So I can't really say too much else about this figure. And it's kind of the same situation with all three of these figures here. They all look really nice. They have good articulation. And they have good proportions and sculpts and everything. Nothing really too much else to say. But I love all three of these figures. I think it's great that we got them in the Vintage Collection. And we only have the Umber Operative in the Black Series, which is kind of weird. Hopefully we get the Cobalt Hero in both Vintage and Black Series soon. Once again, we got to be looking out for those Kamino ARC pre-orders. I just want to remind everyone of that. If you're still watching for some reason, just remember that, because the Kamino ARCs are important, okay? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was my video for the Vintage Collection Battlefront II ARC Troopers. We got the default skin, the Lambent Seeker, and the Umber Operative. Older figures, but whatever. I just felt like making this video because I haven't made a Star Wars video in a while. I've been just focusing on Halo stuff, and it is a little bit weird. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you would like to, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.